All right. So going over US 30 on the daily, right? This last daily two candles, that nice price rejection right there. So we did have that, or we did have my strategy right here. First, second, third tap, right? So third tap would have been that buy. Also, these two candles right here closed inside of that previous bullish candle. So that's a couple confirmations for a buy. Also, it is at a key level, so right now I wouldn't recommend getting in a buy if you are looking at that. But once it breaks this, you could probably enter about here. I'm looking for it to break this zone right here, like 26721 area. So I'd say if we see a strong break there, we can have more confirmation for that buy up until at least 26982. And then once it hits that point, I'll probably start looking for sells. Now, if it rejects this price here at 26721, I'll be looking for it to at least come back down and touch this trend line. At least. This is a 1 hour trend line, so it's not as strong, but it's still valid. So right here, we're still in that nice little zone that it's in. Okay, everyone good on that?
Yeah.
This will be recorded too, so if you guys don't catch anything or you miss something, you can always go back and look at it later.
Oh, so I need to turn my camera off then. Hold on.
I'm sending it to the FBI right after.
I ain't worried about that. The hell, I had a top secret clearance, buddy. They already got all my information.
Next zone too. You guys can see this all the way back here, right? Coming back. So if it can work its way down, that's its next, I'd say, major stopping point. Maybe come down, bounce off, come up, come down. And if it does touch the zone again, I'll look for another buy entry here. And the stop loss will be below that zone. So ideally, the lower on this trend line it hits, if it hits, the lower or the tighter our stop loss can be, less risk we have. Same thing up here. If you put your buy stop here above this zone. Cody, that's probably what you've been running a lot of buy stops, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that's I've really kind of gotten like over the whole just straight up fucking market price buying shit, because nothing, you know, it seems every time I do, it'll completely go the opposite direction, like never even fucking cross, like won't even see profit. It'll just be like, I'll come back, all right, buy, and it'll just fucking drop.
Gotcha.
Fucker.
So going along with Cody's strategy, going along with what Cody's been doing, and I recommend this too. If you see the zone like this and you don't know if it's going to break or go down, right? If you're 50-50 on it, you can always set a buy stop above that zone. So that way, as soon as it breaks out, you catch that entry. And then you can at least ride that to your next zone, which is about right here. And that'd be like your TP1 per se. Because that way you're probably only risking a couple hundred to make a couple thousand. Yeah, so your risk reward's still good on that. Your risk reward, if you were to run that buy stop with it below the zone, your stop loss below that zone, would be like 2.5 to 1. So that's pretty good. I'd take that trade. Obviously, it's not ideal, but it's still good. Still good. Same thing with NAS. Don't let all these confuse you. This was just a price prediction, or what it was going to do prediction. So it looks like it's following this so far. This one here. So now I still have that sell in NAS. The one I put in the Telegram got stopped out, but it was only, like I said, 80 pips, so it wasn't that big a deal. If this does hit this first TP, though, we will make it's about 1,000 pips. So that 80 pip loss, and then if you enter now again, even you're going to take a maximum loss of 300 to make 1,000. So that's 3 to 1 risk reward. Now, if it does break above this, and so it's got to break 2 zones for me to look for a buy. So we have this trend line here. This is just only 2 touches. So that third touch is still valid on that. If it goes up and rejects this price here, I will not enter a buy. Okay. If it breaks this trend line and then comes back down and retests it, I'll enter a buy. or if it strongly breaks this zone here and comes back down to my previous resistance, which would now be a support, I will enter buy there as well. You can run, like I said, a very, very minimal stop loss on either one of those. Is anyone trading gold? You guys want me to go over gold?
I mean, I was dabbling on it a little bit.
Okay.
Not too much. I just like it because it's a pretty small fucking margin for.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty good gains when that shit dumps.
Yeah. Gold, like this trend line isn't as accurate as I'd like to see, right? Like I usually, like for me at least, I like to see no breaks or no inconsistencies in that trend line. But since we do have this little inconsistency here, for me that makes it weaker. So this trend line isn't as strong, but this one up top has still had 2 perfect touches on it. So that one's still pretty valid. So I'm seeing right here is rejection of this price and this trend line. So it could, I mean, I would say probably going to buy, like 70% chance going to buy up to about 1982 to 1990. So if you're in buys, I'd hold them. If you're not, your stop loss is going to have to be at least, I think it's like 50, 60 pips or something that I counted earlier. So if you entered here right now, your risk reward is not the best. It's not horrible. But like I said, since we have this inconsistency, it makes me a little more worried on that. You can even move this zone down to here as well, 2 like little micro zones. So we have the wicks on this zone, and we have more of the candles on this one here. So like I said, still both of them though, they're not like really, really strong. Now this is the highest it's been ever, I believe. So we don't really have any zones. Yeah, it's all new.
Yeah. Trump just tweeted on that about it being, because I was actually fucking pulling. I was looking at positions earlier, and it's just like, oh, it's at the top. Fucking jumped over the daily chart, and I was like, well, I mean, it's really never gone higher. Yeah, so I ended up just closing out.
Yeah, it's literally never been higher in history. So everything now, you wouldn't even have to go back and like back test, because there's nothing really to back test on.
Taking it new highs.
Yeah, new highs. Yeah. The only thing you go and back test maybe is like see on the hour chart how these 2 candles are currently closed inside of this bear candle here. So typically when we see this these 2 candles close inside of the previous large candle, either way, bullish or bearish, typically when this happens, if it closes inside there, it should, according to candlestick patterns and Bibles or whatever, it should continue down this way, coming down. But for me, I probably won't enter off that. I'll probably wait for a break of this zone here. Break down, come up, touch that zone again, and then enter there. That's also a retest of that trend line. And like I said, there's that inconsistency right there. So again, not as strong.
Well, the thing is, another thought on that is like, if it's reaching its fucking peak, then you know that once it finally does, it's got nowhere to go but down. So you could always get away with maybe throwing a little buy stop below where you're at now, just to catch and ride a little short fucking short pre-fall too, or a sell stop. Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, like right below the zone or right on that zone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like where it's at now, because it's eventually going to fall right back down to it, probably tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Dude, look at all that liquidity in this area right here. It's like a very, very, very unsure area.
So well, definitely right now, if we're up, ain't never been there before. Yeah, it's like getting some strange,
Yeah, no. This is a huge zone of like, might as well just fucking flip a quarter right now. Because it's not either one of my zones. It's not at either one of the trend lines. It's not at any kind of confirmation that I use. The RSI is not even high, so that's not that big a deal either. It's right in the middle. So 50, I don't know if you guys know this too. So usually like the highest point on the RSI is it's not a for sure sell. You're just looking for sells. And then the lowest point on the RSI, you're looking for buys. You're not going to buy.
Yeah, nothing's for sure.
Yeah. So that's why I use RSI, because it kind of gives you like that extra little bit of outlook. Especially the higher it goes, the more likely it is to fall. That's what we saw on BTC, right? Over the weekend.
Yeah, sell that peen dog. Yeah. Sell that peen dog.
Exactly. So the RSI was at 91 or 92 or something crazy, right? So that's ridiculous. That's why I'm looking for buys.
I didn't even have that shit on my chart. Guess what I got on my fucking template now?
You got RSI on there.
Goddamn right.
RSI for the past 2 years, man, and it's been pretty fucking consistent. Whether it's a big move or just a pullback, like it's been pretty consistent. So
well, it's just something to look at, you know.
Yeah.
Like
just extra confirmation.
You know, hard lesson learned.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Any pair that you guys are trading that we look at?
I want you to check out a USD Cad right now because it looks like it's fucking taking a swan dive.
Yeah. Check it. I'm pretty sure Chris got in that sell, or Chris Vaskin.
Do we think it's done? Because it looks like it's still going. Yeah, it's still going.
It still has that huge information right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw a little 0.05.
Well, Cody, you might want to wait too, bro. Like I said, it's not. I don't think it's done, but like you're hopping on the train that's already moved. You know. Like up here, yesterday on the Zoom call, I told Chris because he was selling it. I told him that's good because you can enter a higher sell here because your stop loss above that zone. And then here, I'm pretty sure he caught that whole wave. I haven't heard from him today, but that's what he was looking at. And I told him if he entered here, right? If you enter where you're at, Cody, you want to use probably about half what you would have normally done at least, because your stop loss still has to be up here. Well, I know for you, you use smaller time frames though, right?
I've actually been kind of jumping more between the 15 and the 30 now, rather than the 1 minute.
Okay. So Cody, are you doing your on the 1 hour still, or are you doing any? Are you doing any markups like on the 1 hour or anything?
I mean, really, I all my markups are kind of automated. Really, I kind of don't really have. Yeah, like I've sent you most indicators that I've. Well, hell, I sent you that whole zip file, but yeah, no, I got all my trend lines are automatically drawn. Really, it changes throughout. And hell, yeah. I was looking at it last night. There was at least four different fucking lines that went perfectly with it, and it just constantly, like, I don't have to draw shit. It just constantly as they update, it'll sit there and flip through them, and I can control how many pairs of trend lines it has and all that. It's kind of convenient.
I just don't use MT4. Like, and I like doing it myself, man. Like, I actually I enjoy doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand.
So for me, it's hard as fuck to like switch to something automated like that. I mean, eventually maybe.
Well, I don't have that much free time. Hell, I was up on top of a damn concrete fucking plant like not even an hour ago, hanging off the fucking side of that shit.
Yeah, Cody, I'd say you're probably good, man, until at least because it's already broke that trend line, right? Retested it 3 times, and now it's coming down. I'd say this next like real stopping point is like 3.3, 400, 3.350.
Well, yeah. Well, if you drop, I dropped down to the 1 minute, and it looks like it's got starting to get a little fucking resistance. So I'll go ahead and wait.
Yeah, say wait maybe until like a retest like 34 maybe. 1.34 if you're trading on the 1 minute. I don't really trade on the 1 minute, so.
I've gotten into the habit of actually looking all the way through it, from fucking at least from the daily all the way down to the 1 minute before I even consider anything.
It's like on the 1 hour, I mean, that's it already broke through like that 1 hour zone that I see right here. So if it were to retest that, that'd be a nice little second entry there. Because ideally, right, we want to see it complete this M, but we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles coming down, so it's due for some type of retrace here pretty soon.
Hey, have you looked at the any other indexes or indices? Like I actually put a little quick scalp on the German 30 earlier.
Yeah, Ger 30. I used to trade that.
Yeah.
I used to trade the UK 100 a lot.
Well, I mean the German 30's got to be the closest, in profit wise to the Dow.
No, it's close to NAS. It's the exact same as NAS. Yeah, look at that. So NAS, Cody, is at 11,000, right? And then German 30's at 12,650. So as far as volatility and price movement, it's going to move more similar to NAS than it would US30. US30 is like 26,000.
Maybe that's what I meant. Probably should see. Don't tell anybody, but my boss likes to burn pine, and he forces me to, like when we're in the truck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too, like this is EURUSD. I think somebody in the group earlier mentioned to buy, and I said you could do that, but I don't see it going much higher than this. Like I'm looking for a completion of this head and shoulders. So we have a shoulder here. That's our shoulder zone. So I wouldn't want to buy it until it was confirmed, like not head and shoulders. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm looking at a micro downtrend plus potential head and shoulders. So ideally, I'd like to retest here or even up to this trend line here.
When do you think it'll be time to pull out that long hold fucking sell on there?
I'm holding mine, bro. I still have all my positions in up here. I have positions in up here, down here, down here, down here. I'm pretty sure I have some down here too below it. I was holding it from last week. I was holding it as a swing trade.
Yeah, well, when the time's right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump over onto that Islamic account that I made and throw it on there just so I can avoid them damn swap thieves and shit.
Not a lot. I'm actually really curious about that Islamic account. If you guys swing trade, I don't know if you guys do. There's a new Islamic account that they gave us on the broker, and Cody said there's no swap fees or anything on it. Very little. Swap.
Yeah. No, there's no, like, it's compliant with Sharia law. Like,
okay. So no swap then at all, and you can hold the trade as long as you want. So if you guys do plan on swing trading, or you guys like swing trading, I like everything. I'm not really like strict on, I'll scalp, I'll swing trade, I'll day trade, whatever. If I see.
Well, yeah, but it just makes sense to do it everything you can to be as profitable as possible.
Yeah, because I have one account that I hold trades for a week or two, and I have another account that I take day trades on, hour trades, whatever, and then I have another one that's just for scalping or just trying to make as much money as possible. Just to say I did it, But anyways, yeah, that zone right here looks really, really good. I really like that a lot. That's that 1.178, 1.18 zone. So, but yeah, I'm actually probably gonna enter this pretty soon here, depending on what this hour close looks like. I'd like to see maybe come up to this zone, touch this area here maybe, or somewhere in here, somewhere in this zone, and then come back down at least to this trend line here. That'd be a 1.16750 area. Now, if it does, like I said, if it does break above this, wait for it to come. You can either you can have a buy stop there or enter on market execution as soon as it starts breaking, or you can wait for it to buy and then break back down and then come up again. We have these two key areas here that we're looking at.
Okay.
Anything else, you guys? Cam, Armando, Terry?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what's happening again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Cody, right there. This one of these.
Then we 1 hour.
Black arrow markups on the top. Again, it's just right now it's at that zone, Cody. Like you know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm holding it. I got a buy-in profit already. Okay. And I've gotten pretty good at, like, once it starts to reverse and I'm still in profit, I'll just throw a little sell stop on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just I can sit there and flip flop it back and forth. It's actually
a lower time frame trading like that.
I mean, yeah, typically I'm on 5 minute right now looking at it. But yeah, I mean, just I'm just trying to make sure I don't get fucking don't get that damn long dick of the fucking flip again.
I wanted to buy it back down to like 10.5 at least. I mean, sorry, sell it back down to 10.5 at least. So I really, really wanted to see like that. See how it rode this momentum right here? Riding the momentum.
Yeah.
Push up, and with that slight pullback there, and then I want to see like ride that wave a little bit longer, and then before it shoots up again, ride that wave. Are you good? No, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no, I'm good. See, God, dude.
Yeah, so right now, I say like right now, I would say, for me, if you were to get in Bitcoin, I'm not gonna get in Bitcoin right now, but if I was to get in Bitcoin right now, I'd do a sell, just because my stop loss is so tight on this. You know what I mean? Whereas if I were to buy, my stop loss would have to be, for me, the way that I trade would have to be down here, below that low. So I'm not confident in a buy yet. I'm not gonna take it. But yeah, if you're already in it, Cody, your profit, I would hold it. Because if it does break that zone, you'll be solid. That's just creating another resistance at that price or another support at that price. That's pretty much all I'm looking at for this week, to be honest, so far. I haven't really dove anything else. I'm still holding that GA from last week. I took most of my entry out. Like I have a very, very, very small position in it. So it's like a 0.10 or something from a 1.5 that I had in there. But that was a 200 pip trade so far. 195 pips so far. We're up from the entry that was sent in the Telegram as well.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, very small position just to collect those extra pips if it does do that. And then also 4 hours, like I said, remember the same thing we saw earlier on that first chart on GA. These last 4 hours signify that it's going to continue up. So I'd like to see TP3, aiming for TP3 ideally.
All right, one more just for shits and grins. When's the last time you took a look at oil?
Oh, dude, I don't even think I have it on my thing anymore. Last time I looked at it, I probably have markups down here at $3. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that was dude. That was one of the best trades I've probably ever taken, I think. We got it at $3. Right.
Imagine if you were still holding that.
I know. I didn't hold it. I held it to like 26 or something like that, or 28. I have to go back and look, but dude,
well, how much you end up getting off of it?
Decent amount. That was one of the better weeks that I've had. But dude, it was just like, I mean, I held it for, I think it was like 2 weeks or something.
And then now you're kicking yourself in the teeth.
Yeah.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You should all over yourself, man.
Dude, I just thought, man, like I'm happy with what I have. Like I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm just gonna pull it out. That's what I did. But I could have been. I mean, on this trade, obviously, could have been greedy. But that's now we know I could have been. I didn't know at the time.
Well, I saw what being greedy gets your ass yesterday.
I take the profit.
That shit, dude. I'm still trying to fucking dig out of that one.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's happening, but
it's still at the. Oil hasn't moved for shit actually.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty fucking stagnant.
This whole entire time since, what is this? June 22nd? Really hasn't moved since. It's kind of
maybe we should get everybody together to fucking
max leverage on it or what?
Pull a George Soros, you know.
I mean, it looks like if I'm gonna say what to do on oil right now, I'd say buy it.
Oh, I was just curious. Like I wasn't planning on really, because every time I've looked at it, it's been right at like 40, 41.
It's staying in that very tight range. I wouldn't trade that right now, unless you like.
Until everything calms down, you know, that's a big part of what it is. It's fucking the world's gone nuts.
I mean, hey Cody, look at this too, though, right? If I were to have had it marked up, look how nice that was. At the bottom right here, right? And then if we would have seen this second tap here, that's an easy third tap. Plus, it broke and retested that zone. That's textbook trade. Yeah, I haven't been whatsoever.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Have you looked at the dollar futures at all?
No, hold on. I'm gonna stop this recording.